Gentlemen, it is with a heavy heart that we are gathered here today to remember someone very special, someone we have grown up with, someone with whom we have had amazing times of joy as well as times of sorrow. But alas, all good things must come to an end. We are here to lay to rest the entire fucking genre of Isekai anime because my fucking lord, these writers cannot make an Isekai like they used to. I have made a video on this topic well over, I want to say, a year ago by now, and you know, I've decided to see if anything has improved in the Isekai scene since. To address the elephant in the room, no, it has in fact not gotten any better, it's pretty much gotten worse in a way. The entire genre is still ridden with generic slop designed to pretty much entrap simple-minded individuals into watching what is effectively the exact same show over and over again. To prove my point here, there have been a grand total of 30 fucking Isekai shows between the last video I made on this topic and right now. And the literal only good one among these shows is ReZero Season 3, and that's just a sequel. Now, to be clear here, if you liked any of the Isekai shows which have released during this period, like, that's totally fine, right? Don't let an old-timer like me tell you what you should and should not like. If you enjoyed, for example, I was reincarnated as the Seventh Prince, so I can take my time perfecting my magical ability, that's all perfectly fine. It just means you have shit taste and are possibly a nonce. Nothing all too serious. But yeah, aside from these sequels on already existing shows, there was not a single Isekai show that actually made me remember it. I legitimately had to look all of these back up because not a single one stood out to me in a memorable way. I think I've watched, I want to say 24, 25 out of all of these shows, so it's not like I haven't seen them. I just didn't remember them because they just did not have a single unique aspect to them. And I know what you're going to say, you know, oh my god, I judge anime reincarnated as a slime and Mushoku Tensei got sequels, bro, like those shows are good shows. And to be honest, I did enjoy Reincarnated as a Slime for what it is, a rather generic isekai show, which is slightly better than the average ones. It's not a dogshit awful show by any means, but it sure as hell isn't something spectacularly unique. Mushoku Tensei is just straight up dogshit, mate, like I don't know what to tell you. It's got an insufferable protagonist who switches between three modes, being depressed, being horny and being a nonce. The animation is on fleek though, I will give it that. But my main problem with this genre of anime specifically right now is that out of these 30 shows, only like 5 can be considered unique enough to stand out among the rest. ReZero is obviously the best and probably most well-known isekai show out there by now, and if you disagree with me there, you're just wrong, totally not biased here. But Mushoku Tensei is not my kind of show, but it has a deeper story and is much more, what's the word I want to use here? Much more complete than a lot of other isekai anime in terms of world building, character development, it's just more of a complete package. Henchino Salad Bowl does the reverse isekai trope and actually manages to make the characters have, you know, fun personalities with a feel-good subplot of parenthood. Fat Fucking Elf is very smart in dedicating its entire plot to the chubby chasers, like daring move, but it paid off. And even though it is absolute garbage, Isekai Suicide Squad is memorable for the simple reason that it has, you know, well-known DC villain characters in it. Other than these 5, not a single other entry on this entire list of anime is unique. It's all the exact same premise of a random salaryman dying, becoming a Giga Chad, being grossly overpowered and proceeding to rizz up every girl he ever meets. And you know, sometimes a salaryman becomes a girl, sometimes a salaryman becomes an animal, whatever. It's always the exact same boring and predictable plot. They simply just don't make them like they used to. For example, Now and Then, Here and There is an old isekai anime which does away with all of the default tropes. It delves into the exploitation of children in war, labor and many other things. If you want to look it up, be my guest, but I will warn you that it is not an easy watch. It does have very serious topics, but it is still a good show. It just has, you know, it's a more serious show, so if you're uncomfortable with any of those topics, I probably wouldn't recommend you watching it. But another one, Inuyasha, is also an old isekai anime which has a lot more spirit, feeling, depth, personality, like you name it, to it. Isekai is almost more of a subplot here, and I do actually think that having Isekai as the main genre is what often ruins newer installments of the genre. But there are many more good isekai shows like Escaflown, Ixion Saga DT, 12 Kingdoms. This one wasn't really my type of show, but Fushigi Yugi. The proof is right there on the table that isekai anime can actually be good. But then why are so many modern ones just absolute dog shit? My personal tin hat theory is that most writers just want to put out a manga that has a high chance of becoming an anime, even if it is generic as shit. And that chance is probably the highest with Isekai, since people somehow eat that shit up, even if it tastes like sweaty ballsack. And the second place is probably like romance or slice of life. But the easiest and least effort used method of getting an anime nowadays is to just write an Isekai story. It's not hard, I promise. You have literal thousands of stories to steal from. But as you have seen from the title of this video, I am about ready for Isekai to just die, man. Like, let's crank it back to like 1 or 2 actual good ones per season of anime. We don't need 10 releases of Isekai every season. Let's give the, I don't know, mecha anime a chance, or maybe promote the horror ones. Throw some good old pure like comedy-oriented ones in there. I am at a point where if I scroll through the new releases and see more than, you know, the 3 Isekai shows in the first rows, I just immediately assume this entire season will be dog shit, mate. Like, it just kind of ruins the vibe immediately. But yeah, this was me ranting about anime like a grumpy old fuck. So, you know, like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want more, leave a comment to share your opinion, or just roast me, whatever, like, do whatever you want. And I will see you all again in the next video. Work hard, study well, and eat and sleep plenty, and peace out.